on that side. Like uh, I'm not that I'm trying not to like him. I'm not trying to like him.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good. Check it. Is this good? Is this good? Yeah, I think we're good here. Hopefully my audio isn't fucked.
The
And we
Mets are
are at
back, baby.
halftime. Who's back?
The Mets are super back.
Oh yeah, super
Five
bad.
in
I
a
mean,
row.
nothing like. I mean, listen, what they're
Six in
doing
a row.
against the Dodgers means something to me. You know, winning however many straight against the Pirates and the Royals. Yeah, I
They
mean,
have the
you got to go
they
back to
have
the
the toughest.
1980s for that to have meaning.
Nah, they have the toughest strength of schedule so far. So
I'll say again, the Pirates and the Royals.
yeah, the Royals won a World Series in 2015.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. You remember who they beat?
Yeah, baby.
Okay. And again, that was 2015. But anyhow, so Knicks, Nets. Excuse me, Knicks, fucking Sixers. We have. The Sixers season is over because Joel Embiid's not coming back.
That looked the look on his
But
face. That was
the
the concerning part.
he had a concussion. Like he was like the way he was looking up at the garden ceiling, looked like he saw
It looked
Jesus.
like it looked like he was getting brains and had a concussion at the same time,
It looked like he was getting brains and
having a
getting
brain
a
injury.
brain. Yes, exactly, exactly.
Like
But
you
it's
might need
crazy.
this.
It's crazy though because listen. All kidding aside, if he is out, like if he can't come back, what a play to what a play to go out on. I mean, off the backboard, Mitch at your back, OG at your nuts, and jam it in there.
Yeah,
Oh my god! I mean, that was a
yeah. I
hell of a
mean,
play, but
it is a hell of a play, but it's almost like it's a hell of a congratulations, you played yourself because that shit was
yeah.
unnecessary.
Well, I mean, why was it unnecessary?
Well, because he just could like he's like 3 feet from the rim anyway. So I mean, I understand what he was doing. Like he was trying to because he has been getting stuck with his like pivot foot like throughout the game, which has caused him to like pass the ball off. So I guess that was a good move or whatever. But it was just like, yo, you gotta like going from how he looked. Oh, well, it looks like he's playing. So going off how he looked in the last game versus the Heat, it was almost like he was faking last game, based on how he looks today
Yeah.
or how he's looked. But if it really was as bad as like it looked on against the Heat, then he shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Like stay low to the ground. Do the Nicholas Batum where you could barely slide a piece of paper under your feet on the jump shot.
Well, listen, Nick Batum, you could have slid a lot of pieces of paper under his feet on that block that he got to save the game. But no, I feel you. Only thing is, I just feel like it just seems like he was. It was funny because I remember even in the kind of thought process and how I was viewing the series, it all was kind of like how healthy or how unhealthy is Joel Embiid, and I wasn't really sure where he was at. Then I heard them say before the game that I forget who it was that said that. I think it was Doris Burke that she said that she had asked him or that he had said to her that he wishes he could be at something more than 80% or something like that.
Yeah, 70 to 80%, which I'm at
Yeah.
now.
And I was like, okay, so if he's at 70 to 80%, like that's cool. 70 to 80% of Joel Embiid is better than nothing. But I'm watching
And
him
it's
play,
usually
and
what he's at.
I feel like I feel like he spends if he's on the court, he's like usually at 70 to 80%. And the thing is that like that play specifically, I feel like that's a microcosm of what he is and what he isn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it's like if he's at 70 to 80%, like you said, like that type of play, the reason why he's great is because he's capable of that type of play. But at the same time, if he's capable of that type of play but not capable of recovering, if that type of play is inevitably going to lead to him being injured, then like what good is he? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if any time he plays at his best and is moving at freely at 100% health, if it's just his body is just inevitably going to suffer some sort of injury or breakdown, then like what do you do with him?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like if he can't make those types of plays, if he can't be special, then what's the point? You know what I mean? But at the same time, like if he's out there and he's going to be 70% and he's not special, then I don't know. Like I don't know, man. It's the whole thing with him is just it's a conundrum because I can't. Like I want to. I like when he's playing well. Like that type of shit is great to see. But yeah, I mean, if it's going to like literally immediately lead to you being like, okay, the season's over, he's hurt. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Sixer fans must be pulling their hair out.
And it's crazy because he gets calls too, and he doesn't. It's like they don't allow physicalness against him, but he plays physical against other people, and kind of like I don't know. It's just like I guess the way he's real slippery, like the way he does it, but it doesn't look like he doesn't take that much like punishment. It could be one of those Shaq things where it kind of like. It just doesn't look like it, and he is. But it's not like, he's not getting hard fouls or anything like that. I feel like he knows how to kind of, like, avoid certain, like a certain level of contact.
Yeah, he's always been a kind of a weird player for me because, like, I watch him and, like, he can do a lot of guard-like things. He has like a lot of guard type skills, but at the same time, I wouldn't describe his style of play as guard like. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely is a big man. He plays like a big man, and he has post moves, but he can shoot. He can also handle. He's like, but at the same time, it's weird because I watch him and I'm like, he can shoot and he can handle. But a lot of times when he's dribbling with the ball, it's almost like what a lot of Knicks fans have said about Randall, that like sometimes I think he has better. I think Randall has better handles than he does. But similarly, when he's handling a little too much, I'm just waiting for him to get stripped.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's with Randall, you could kind of see it coming from like a mile away because he puts that ball up like almost near his chest when he's pounding it with his left hand, and it's almost like you can see. Like especially like with the Miami Heat, like you can see them going for it. Like, and where they're gonna come from to try to like poke it away or whatever. But with Joel Embiid, it's kind of just like he doesn't handle it as much, I guess. So maybe that's why it's not as evident, I guess, in his game. But yeah, that's one of those things where it's like. He kind of gets a little cute sometimes, and I get it, man. You see, he's hitting threes, like yo, dude's incredible. But sometimes I don't know, he just kind of gets a little cute with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. From what I saw in the first half, like if like he was giving them trouble, but it's just like if the effort and physical toll of him playing and giving a team trouble is just going to inevitably lead to him being hurt. It's just I don't know, man. I just feel like he's just a breakdown waiting to happen. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That the Brunson obviously having a struggle shooting. Like if you'd have told me that he was going to struggle like that in the first half and that they would be playing as well as they have, that is a shocker to me. So I mean that's a good sign though, because that's the biggest kind of question mark I've had with them is what are they going to do when Brunson has a slow game.
And I don't know. I mean, it kind of feels like both he and Maxey are starting to warm up right now. So
well, Maxey had Maxey had a good first half.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the type of like Maxey's was hitting shots the whole time. But what I'm saying is like he's like going to the he's doing the crazy like athleticism things that he usually does.
Yeah.
Like he just had a reverse layup around the rim or whatever. Like it looks like that's back. I don't know if that had something, like maybe a lot of it had to do with um, the Mitchell Robinson minutes are encouraging so far. I will say because I was expecting Mitchell Robinson to get fouls almost immediately and kind of like make the offense kind of stagnate a little bit, and that's actually the reverse of what happened.
Yeah, Mitch. How many fouls does Hartenstein have right now?
I don't think he. I think I've only maybe two.
Because my Mitchell Robinson prop was contingent on him and Hartenstein kind of sharing the duties and you know, getting exhausting their foul allotment so that he could get those minutes so he could get over those points and rebounds. But if Hartenstein's not in foul trouble, then that bet is going to be in that bet is in trouble because
Well, I don't know what Tibbs is doing. Like, if anything, if okay, I mean, granted, maybe it's because of he's not back in full shape, Mitchell Robinson, but I would be using him right now in the third because when you get down to the fourth quarter, if it's a close game, he can't be on the court.
because of the hacker Mitch or whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's like, and it's not. I mean, it was a little ridiculous when they were doing it. Like, what was it? Kevin Ollie, right? He's the coach
Nets
for the
coach.
Nets.
Well,
Yeah, it
not
was kind of
anymore,
ridiculous.
he's not, but he was.
Ah, okay, but
You
it
know
was
who
kinda
you know who they're
ridiculous.
thinking about bringing in, right?
I really haven't heard much about it.
They're already starting the Nets head coaching rumors, and the last one I heard was well, let me not go too ham on Budenholzer because I know that he lost his brother or whatever during that.
Coach Bud.
Yeah, Coach Bud. But I was gonna say
He's from New York,
disgraced and
right?
exiled. Is he? No,
Cause what? Cause
Malone is from
about,
New York.
No,
The
I know, but
Nuggets
I said
coach.
something about like when he was up, like what when Tibbs had it. You remember when Tibbs was like a game away from being fired?
All the time. I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, especially like the beginning of last year and the year before.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, definitely.
But it was like like one of the things is like, oh, you could have had Coach Budenholzer, and because that's his dream job or whatever. So I don't know, maybe I just misconstrued that as
No,
a
I just think that Bud. I think Bud has a relationship. I think that he and Marks both were with the Spurs organization at the same time. So I think if Marks is sticking around and he's going to be the one making that hire, I guess it would make sense that that's a guy he knows. Because I think that they were. I think while Marks was, in the working with Pop, I think Bud might have been on the staff there.
uh,
And they
speaking of
wanted to
that,
get they wanted Udoka last year, but
yeah, but they got they got shamed, and it's working for
for Houston, yeah, they should have
yeah,
been in the playoffs. They were right there.
yeah, it's crazy.
I should have put my preseason future on them and not on the fucking Pistons like a loser. But thankfully, wait, hold on. Actually, wait, hold on. Let's just have a moment of celebration because my fucking preseason Jordan Poole to lead the league in scoring bet is finally off my page. I don't gotta
Yes.
look at it no more. We can put that in the past. Oh man,
No more reminders.
Yo, when the season ended and I opened FanDuel and I went to my bets and that shit was no longer on the top after being the first thing I saw there for the last fucking 5 months. Oh, what a relief. But go ahead, I'm sorry, you were saying something.
Are they? Well, one was I still have the futures on the Indiana Pacers winning the championship, but I don't see much promise in that.
Oh,
But
that's not bad. You're alive at least.
are they not doing the kick out or whatever um fouls anymore because Kyle Lowry just like literally put his foot forward. Like even he put his foot forward, Hartenstein just landed on it and they called a foul on Hartenstein.
No, yeah, I see it. I mean, I feel like, I mean, that's a close one, but that's a that's a bad closeout by Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Especially you got to know whether it's fair or not. You got to know as a big man closing out on a little guy on the perimeter like that. They're gonna.
Hmm.
That's especially gonna be. You know what I mean? It just the stark contrast visually. They're gonna be looking. If you make any kind of contact, don't give the shooter any room. They're gonna be looking to. They're gonna be looking to make that call. Like I mean,
Yeah, I'm saying
Lowry
it's
had the
usually
foot forward a little bit, but like you have to leave. You have to like you can't kick out fully. Like you can't kick your leg out and make contact with somebody with your leg before it even touches the ground. But
mhm.
shooters like if your shooting style for whatever reason is that you land in a split stance or you have 1 foot forward or you shoot and you land forward, um, like the rule is that it's incumbent on the defender to not be underneath the shooter. So
Mhm.
like if you make contact with the leg before it even touches the ground because the shooter kicks out, then that's on the shooter. But if you're underneath the shooter in any type of way, they're likely going to call that.
No, but the only difference is here is like I just found it strange that Lowry landed and Hartenstein landed on his foot. So it's not like he even interfered with any contact
Yeah,
um,
that's true. It's I mean, I
throughout the
guess
shot.
he landed first. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. You just got to be
And they
careful with
and they
with the
gave him
lower
the
body
and they gave him
stuff.
the three shot and they gave him the three shots. I don't know. I just maybe I just didn't understand that. But did you see like my son brought it up? He said that he saw something about Jimmy Butler saying that it's on site with Kelly Oubre. I guess because of the play that Jimmy Butler got injured on.
Oh, I didn't hear
If I'm
about
not
that.
mi-
Is that what Jimmy said?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, like that's an idiotic. That's idiotic, because Jimmy Butler literally had his leg up, like you know, around his torso when he took that shot. And if anything, I think Kelly Oubre almost got hurt on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about it being on site, but that didn't seem like a dirty play to me at all. I mean, to me, what it seemed like was Jimmy Butler doing what he does, trying to draw that pump fake foul, and
Hmm.
he was successful in doing so. But like that's the thing about Jimmy and his game is that like first of all, like we've seen that in the second half of the season, after the All Star break, as Adam Silver's kind of like punishment to the players. There's like
Hmm.
I mean, they have yet to admit it, so I'm not going to talk about it like it's 100% fact, but the numbers
Hmm.
back it up in terms of the lack of fouls being called
Yeah, it's
after
like,
the
yo, come on, what are you
All-Star
doing?
break. And it's just for a guy like Jimmy, if there's like a league-wide reduction in, fouls being called, that's going to be bad for Jimmy's game, and I feel like that's kind of what has hurt him this year towards the back end of the season. I
Hmm.
feel like I watched a lot of Heat games down the stretch where it just seemed
Hmm.
like he was getting real frustrated because similar with James Harden, they both have both of their games are relying
Well,
on drawing fouls,
but
and it's
James
just like
Harden,
when it's not working for them, you could just see the frustration.
but I feel like James Harden was more pronounced when it was like from one day to another. It was more pronounced like in terms of like he wasn't getting that because obviously it could have just been because he did it more obvious. But Jimmy Butler, I guess, is better at like kind of disguising it a little bit. But it was definitely more. It was like okay, they announced it and then he didn't get it. Like with Jimmy Butler, it's kind of like he kind of still gets it sometimes, but not like
Gets
not
the
when it's like
calls.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's still getting calls, just not as he just wasn't getting them at as high of a rate towards the end of the season, and then it kind of seemed like just from my point of view, it seemed almost like a resignation to the fact that all right, like my game, the way I play is not working right now, so I'm not gonna look to score. Like he just totally. I mean, I don't want to say he was pouting, but it was almost like the equivalent of like pouting that he was. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're when you're getting the calls and the game is being ref the way that you like, like you could tell that he was being much more aggressive with the ball and he was driving to the
Hmm.
basket with much more confidence in his moves and his fakes and all that stuff. And then like there was a point towards the end of the season where it felt like he just was like, you know what, I know that if I attack the basket, whereas before I felt like a 75 to 80% confidence that I could, manipulate the defender and get the call. Once it reduced to like he only felt like he's going to maybe 50-50 get the call, he's just like, I'm not going to bother.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. That game
Yeah. I mean,
last night
him
was
and him and
crazy
Jimmy
too.
Butler, him and Jimmy Butler play very similarly.
Harden,
No, no.
Embiid,
Yeah, no, no. I meant to say Lowry. I'm sorry. Like,
oh Lowry, yeah.
yeah.
Well, Lowry, Lowry plays. It's funny how Lowry's game has evolved because he didn't play like that at all. I shouldn't say at all,
No.
but he didn't play like that nearly as much when he was with Toronto. But I feel like that's the old man game. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
classic
The
old man game.
YMCA,
Like that's where Lowry is
YMCA
at.
gray
He's at the
sweatpants.
exactly. He's at the old man game stage of his career, and I feel like Jimmy started this even before he was at the old man stage of his career, but now he is at the old man stage of his career.
Hmm. Yeah. Mhm.
And I don't know what
Jesus.
I know that they announced that they said that he was expected back, or he was expected to miss several weeks, but they haven't announced him as being. They haven't ruled him out, at least as. Oh my, that's another thing, man. Joel Embiid's always on the floor.
Oh, he's very good at flopping, man.
I
I
don't
will
think
say.
they've officially announced him as being out for the duration of this series. But I mean, if he's expected to miss several weeks, I can't imagine they expect him to be back.
Yeah. But maybe he does the because I mean,
Does
I'll
the
say just
Willis
because I'm
Reed?
cynical with him. No, yeah, exactly. Like it did kind of look like he was kind of embellishing it at some points, like during the game. Obviously, it turned out not to be the case, but kind of looked like he was embellishing it at certain points because he was able to turn it up. Like usually when you have that adrenaline, it's not really in spurts because you're still guarding your injury. And it just looked like at certain points where when he wanted to do something, like he could do it, but then he would, when he was kind of like going back on defense and stuff like that or miss a shot, he was more likely to kind of like, do the little limp or whatever. But that's what my mindset was during the game. Obviously we see that. But if we see that he comes back and he's doing the heroic, doing like the heroic, like you said, Willis Reed thing, then maybe it's kind of like one of those things where it's kind of like he doesn't want he still wants the playoff Jimmy lore out there, and you can kind of
Yeah.
make an excuse for him not like if they get swept or whatever or losing 5 games, they can kind of chalk it up to that.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, that price. Like, listen, I understand that price is funny. Because speaking of him not being ruled out for the series, the price on the series, Heat plus whatever 1,300. That tells me he's out for the series. But
Yeah.
even so, like, I mean, listen, Jimmy he obviously has had very memorable kind of put the team on your back moments with the Heat. But like, he's not LeBron for a reason, right? Like he's not viewed as this full-time, all the time, everyday superstar the way that a lot of other players are for a reason. Like, he has moments,
Hmm.
he has skills, but he's not like the Heat are not nearly as dependent on Jimmy Butler as that price would suggest.
Yeah,
Like, I think that
because
I think that
they did
obviously
play.
without
They played well last night.
yeah, they played well. And I mean, listen, the Bulls are the Bulls, but I think they won. I think they might have. I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago. Didn't they win? I mean, speaking of Kyle Lowry, didn't they? I'm pretty sure the Heat won at least one game of the series where he missed that final three in Game 7 and they lost 2 years ago.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that they won a game in Boston without Jimmy in that series, and I think that was like, I think Kyle Lowry and Bam carried them through one of those games. I think they won a game
Hmm.
in Boston in the series, and I mean, I just say that just to say that, like, it's not like they have no chance they're 100% going to like,
Yeah,
if the Lakers were without LeBron, they get swept. You know what I mean?
yeah.
If the Knicks were without Brunson, they get swept. If the Sixers without Embiid, they probably get swept. But I don't know. I just don't view the Heat without Jimmy. I mean, they have the way that they play, their coaching, and they have a lot of pieces there. So I don't know, man. That I just thought that price was wild. I was like, yo, because
Yeah, I
I'm like
mean,
scanning down all the series prices. It's like even the biggest favorite outside of that was Pelicans were plus, I think, 430 to win the
mhm.
series, 8 versus 1 against the Thunder, and then I look, Boston minus 3,000, and the Heat are plus 13, or I think 1,300. I'm like, yo, that is for two teams that are that familiar with each other, that have met up in grueling playoff series, for the last however many years straight. Like, they're super familiar with each other. Even if Jimmy
Mhm.
doesn't play one game in this first round, I still would not expect the Heat to get swept.
Mhm.
Not to say that they can, maybe they will, but I wouldn't be like, oh, it's 100% they're gonna get swept. They're done. They're dead. I
Yeah, I
just
mean, you're gonna see at least one of those games where they're gonna muck it up. That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what, the Knicks' best chance, regardless, lied with them beating the 76ers and not having to face the Heat, because even if you face the Heat, they play so similarly where they're just gonna be beat up. Like, like the series is going to go 6 or 7, and somebody's gonna get injured, and they're just gonna get beat up, and then they're gonna have absolutely no shot against whoever they have to face in the next round. So I just felt like, even if, like, they might very well lose if Embiid, the way he's been playing so far, if he's able to maintain that, like, obviously they can lose, but if they are able to get past the 76ers, I think that's their best chance, because you're hoping also that what like a Knicks fan would be afraid of in facing the Heat in a long series is what you hope they do to the Celtics.
yeah, and like, theoretically, if you're the Knicks and you were trying to hoping for the Heat rather than the Sixers, doesn't really, like you said, it doesn't really benefit you, because whether it's Sixers Celtics or Heat Celtics, whoever comes out of that series, if it's Heat Celtics, obviously is more likely to be Celtics. I think if it was Sixers Celtics, I think people obviously they would still be favored, but I think the people would give the Sixers more of a chance. But either way, like, if the Heat would have won and the Heat were facing the Knicks and the Sixers would have gone on to face the Celtics, if the Sixers would have beaten the Celtics and you had to face, I feel like they would be just as big of a problem in the Eastern Conference Finals as the Celtics inevitably
Hmm.
will be.
Hmm.
Like, if they were to get out of that, get out of that first round, win a second playoff series, and you had to meet the Sixers, and Joel Embiid, kind of like with a head of steam in the Eastern Conference Finals, I would imagine that as being just as big of a problem as a series with the Celtics would be. So you would rather, I feel like you rather face the like you said, you rather face the Sixers now and let the Celtics deal with the Heat and deal with all of that banging around. I don't expect, who I don't expect, whether they were playing the Heat or whoever they were playing. And I hate to say that I expect an injury, but I don't expect Porzingis to make it out of here, man. Porzingis, he gives me a lot of Embiid similar vibes. Obviously, they don't really play the same. They don't play the same type of physical style. But the thing is that Porzingis and what he is capable of is, to me, what makes this Celtics team better than Celtics teams of the last couple of years. Like, he has unlocked a new kind of threat and dimension for them when he's right and when he's able to do all the things he's able to do. But I feel like they've been trying to kind of keep him healthy all year, limiting his minutes and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know how many Sam Hauser minutes the Celtics can afford to have. And you laugh, but people like Celtics fans, they'll tell you that Sam Hauser is just as good as Porzingis. Like, they be wildin'. And I'm like, Sam Hauser in a big time
Doogie Hauser
playoff, exactly, like in a big time playoff series, like the rotation shortened up for a reason, man. So like, I know depth can be helpful and beneficial to get guys rest, but I don't know, man. If they're forced to resort to Sam Hauser minutes or to having like, I think last year we clearly saw that the whole, and as enjoyable as it was, the whole old man Horford in the playoffs thing, it's over. I'm sorry. Like, I enjoyed it while it was happening. Like, when he had that resurgence, when he finally came back to the Celtics, and he was hitting big threes, getting blocks and rebounds and all that. Like, it was exciting, man. I was happy to see old man Horford dominating in the playoffs like that. But like, clearly they recognized after last season that having Horford be kind of like your main five wasn't gonna work. And I think that was why they prioritized getting Porzingis. But I don't know. We'll see how healthy they can keep him.
All right, Bobby. So I got to get out of here.
All right.
Yeah. Stay black, my brother.
Oh, you know it. Hopefully Mitch can get get me over the top. I haven't even checked the score, but I think the stream looks good. Do you see the fucking widget I put there?
No, stay on it, and I can go on it real quick, just so.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay on. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay on to the end of the game, probably. Or I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'm gonna have that much to say, but.
All right, broski. Holla.
All right, so I was wrong. Sixers season isn't done. Embiid's still in there somehow, some way. He survived his knee scare. He's still playing. Still giving the Knicks fits, giving the Knicks fans fits too. But oh man, I think this series looks like it's gonna go 7. I think this is gonna be a 7-game series, because if this game is any indicator. If Embiid can make it through a 7-game series, I think it'll go 7. But man, if just him banging around for a play-in game and a game 1, he's like already hanging on by a thread and keeping it together with Scotch tape and magic markers, we got problems. Sixers are gonna have big problems, because it just does not look like he's gonna be able to hold up, man. Does not look like he's going to be able to hold up. So if the Knicks move on, if the Knicks can win this game, I feel like they got to win this game if they want to move on. I don't know how they can lose game 1 at home I feel like that's going to be a real confidence shatterer, and all the Thibodeau cynics and skeptics are going to come out of the woodwork, and that's why he can't win a playoff series. So Knicks, if they win game 1, they can move on. I like how they match up against anybody in the next round. Either way, either team that goes on, I think they'll be all right. And I'm curious to see how long of a series Milwaukee and Indiana end up playing. Because I know there's a lot of people high on that Indiana and that Milwaukee series. I think it's all going to depend on, another injury. It's going to depend on how long Giannis is going to be out. How much time is he going to miss? Because Dame is not taking that Bucks team anywhere. I'm sorry. Him and Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez are not carrying that Bucks team to an Eastern Conference Finals. But if Giannis comes back, I know a lot of people are super high on the Pacers. I was super high on the Pacers. At least first half of the season, they were cooking. I was cashing those overs left and right. It was amazing. They were playing at such a high pace and scoring all over the place. It was like the opposite of when, like, the Miami Heat dragged the game into the mud. They were dragging the game out of the mud into the sky, because bad offensive teams were putting up $125, $130 just because they were getting raced by the Pacers, and they were still beating people like $150 to $125. But I don't know, man. The second half, I don't know. I don't know if the Siakam trade really worked. As crazy as it sounds, I think they might miss Buddy Hield because I feel like they don't have as much shooting anymore. So I don't really know how that's going to work out for them. I personally, if Giannis can come back and be healthy, I personally like the Bucks in that series. I feel like this might be like a last stand type of season for him. I mean, I know that he's re-signed, but that don't really mean anything. If he decides, like, yo, man, I'm tired of this Milwaukee foolishness, I'm trying to get up out of here. But we shall see. Knicks down 3. Start of the fourth quarter. Let me put the audio on. I want to hear what the Garden is sounding like right now. Garden must be rocking. We got my man, what's his name? My man Jason Bateman was looking crazy. I could not believe that he was looking like one of the bad guys in Ozarks, looking like a caveman, long hair with the beard. He was looking crazy. I don't know if he's just chilling or if that's for a role or something, but my man was looking out of control. But the Garden is rocking right now. Oh, Mitch with another block. Who did he block there on the three-point line? All right, Knicks tied up. Let me see if we can get this audio cooking. Where the fuck is this remote? We're going on mute then. We have to keep it on mute. Damn, Brunson's struggling to shoot. But Mitch would. Oh, who's that with the putback? Embiid on the bench. That's why they're taking advantage with Embiid on the bench right now. Fourth quarter. I gotta tell you, man, Tobias Harris. He shoots some of the funkiest looking bricks. I think that's part of the reason why the Sixers fans are really down on him. It's not just that, like, he be struggling, but, like, it's one thing to miss shots and kind of disappoint the fans. It's another thing when you got other people that the fans want to see shoot the ball, and you not only shoot and you miss, but you shoot and you miss, and it hits like the top corner of the back. He be shooting those Russell Westbrook bricks, and Russell Westbrook is my man. I love Russell Westbrook, but him too, man. Some of his bricks be, he'll throw the board over the backboard. Nigga be wildin'. It's my man Russ, though. I respect Russ. I saw Russ at the 92nd Street Y. Shout out to the 92nd Street Y. I saw him doing he did a book release for his, like, some fashion book he dropped, and I was out there. I was in the building with Russ. Damn, it's a back and forth game too. Speaking of Tobias, look at him scoring. I was surprised to see my man Bogdanovich have a little moment here. Bogdanovich had a little spree where he dropped like 11 points. I was surprised Thibodeau let him off the bench, because he don't be playing no D. He reminds me of almost like Joe Ingles, like that those crafty old white guy game. Out of bounds. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep this stream going till the end of this game. Might as well just keep it live. Hopefully this thing is still working here. That looks good. I just hope I don't have to watch that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Chet Holmgren commercial anymore, because I'm really disturbed by that commercial. I really don't like it. And now I feel like it just comes on more and more often. Like every commercial break, it drops, and they're singing Christina Aguilera, and Shea is, his eyes closed, doing the Ray Charles and the Sweet Stevie Wonder, and Chet is, oh God, please don't show it anymore. I don't want to see it. Oh, here we go. Get some audio of this game.
Wanna go somewhere?
My man Tracy Morgan was in the building too, with crazy chains hanging. Speaking of chains, I'm putting my chains on. Tracy Morgan was in the building. The Garden is back. They were singing "Go New York, Go New York, Go." Damn, I didn't know that Jimmy. Let me look that up. Jimmy has beef now with Kelly Oubre. I didn't even know that. I don't even know if Jimmy can maintain this whole single name Madonna, Cher, Prince type of nickname status. He might have to bring the Butler back. He might have to be Jimmy Butler, or maybe even James Butler, because it's been a long time since we've seen a playoff Jimmy or even a regular Jimmy. He's like the Jimmy from Seinfeld, talking in third person and selling strength shoes. Let me check this injury update on Giannis. He's Jimmy Butler post message to 76ers Kelly Oubre Jr. after NBA playoff injury. Oh, and he responded with a 50 Cent video? Oh no, I gotta see this. Kelly Oubre, we throwing hands. Oh, this nigga's wildin'. Miami Heat had devastating blow. Blah, 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 blah. Kelly Oubre Jr., we throwing hands, Butler commented on Instagram. Maybe he was joking. If the Heat defeat the Bulls... Listen, he should have came out of that game, man. He cost them that game. They had that game won. The Sixers were dead. They had that game won. And Jimmy being in that game, injured, hobbled, unproductive, both offensively and defensively, cost the Heat that game. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody has talked about that, you know. But to me, a must-win game like that, especially if you know that he's hurt and he's going to miss time, you got to pull him out of that game and get some healthy legs on the floor to defend. They had a lead. All they needed to do was continue to defend. Caleb Martin, anybody would have been better in that spot, you know, down the stretch. Jimmy couldn't close out on Embiid. That was why he hit those 2 threes. He couldn't close out on Batum. And they were playing 4-on-5 on offense. It was just Tyler Hero, literal hero ball to try to win that game. And I think we're done hoping that Bam Adebayo becomes a polished offensive player. I think that ship has sailed. I mean, I feel like people have been holding out hope for a long time that Bam was going to take some next step and be a more of an offensive contributor. But I mean, I think he deserves a Defensive Player of the Year. It'll be sad if he retires without winning a Defensive Player of the Year at any point. Oh, look at Strahan clapping it up. I wonder if Tiki Barber made it to the game. All right, Knicks up 5. 7 minutes to go. Let me see how my bets are doing, most importantly. Let me check and make sure All right, my audio's good. Let's check on my bets. Because we got a little parlay. We got a little parlay combining the Knicks-Sixers game and tonight's Lakers-Nuggets. Oubre points and rebounds. He is at. What's he at? Oh, damn. My Oubre points and rebounds not looking too good right now. Oh, backcourt. Oh, he saved it. Mitchell Robinson tap out rebounds all day long. Oubre with a foul. Oh, that doesn't do well for my Oubre overs either. How my Islanders doing? Oh, smacked. Looks like I thought. They hung in there though. 3-1. That's not that bad. My under cash, which is gorgeous. Oh man. Bruins Maple Leafs. Ooh, come on. That's not a foul. Mitch with a good block on Embiid. Now, what if Embiid laid down, took that little drama walk back to the locker room with the injury? What if he did that just to secure the fact that in the second half he's going to get every foul call whistle? Because I feel like knowing that he's out there, you know, keeping his body together with bubble gum and scotch tape, he's more likely to get all them foul calls in the paint when he's trying to bang around with Mitch and with Hartenstein, but he got 25. Knicks up 3. Just over 5 minutes to go. Oh, cookies. Oh, wow. Yo, Sixers are coming, man. Damn. And I try to tell people, man, yo, Maxey is the truth, man. Maxey is no joke. He proved that this year with all that time that Embiid was out. I thought they were gonna fall out of the playoffs completely. Maxey probably gonna win Most Improved Player. Well deserved. Ooh, big shot from Hart. Was that a 3? Oh, Hart 2 threes at plus 320 cash. Love it. Oh yes, Josh Hart, my guy. Now he just needs a second steal. I got him over 2 steals. There goes another whistle for Embiid. Another foul call. Every time he takes a shot mid-range or a shot in the paint, he's going to get a whistle if he starts flailing. I don't know why Josh Hart's 3-point props are so low. So I feel like every big game he knocks down at least 1, if not 2 threes. But for whatever reason, the books don't seem to have adjusted to Josh. Like, he be getting his over-under on threes is always 0.5. And it looks like this game is going to go over because we still got, well, maybe not. Maybe it might stay under. I think it was 208, 207, something like that. Knicks up 2. Oh, offensive board. Oh, 2 offensive boards back to back for Mitch. Well, that's going to easily put me over my Mitchell Robinson rebounds prop. Cash it. Let's go. He ain't going to have his over-under on rebounds won't be 5.5 next game. No way. No chance. How many minutes has he played? 26 minutes. Motherfucker got 11 boards. Yeah, his over-under prop is not going to be set. His rebounds is not going to be set at no 5.5. That's crazy. I should have done an escalator like I was planning on doing. I was going to take him over 5.5 and then over 7.5 and over 9.5. But I chickened out. Because I just felt like that line meant that they didn't expect him to get hardly any minutes. And I've thought I've had the books outsmarted before, and I've gotten jammed, so I didn't want to get too cocky this time. But we'll take the cash on the 5.5. That's a good win. Now I just need this Oubre to hit. Yeah, man, I'm fucking old. I can't see. At least they held Batum down. Batum is not having his crazy 3-point game again like he did in the play-in. I can't believe Lowry's still out here doing it, man. 15, 4, and 2. 34 minutes. I was scared to take his overs, but we might have to roll. If they keep his overs down at the bottom of the barrel, I might have to take him. Oubre, only 3 rebounds, man. What happened? He's been a rebounding machine. All of a sudden, I take him to cash. You don't grab no boards. We still got 4 minutes left. We can cash it in. Lowry with 28. Damn. Oh, not 26. Him with 26. Embiid with 27. Brunson with only 20. Listen, if the Knicks are able to win this game one with Brunson having such a terrible shooting day, I think that's a good thing, because I don't think that he's missing tough shots that he makes tough shots. That's what he does. He makes tough shots. He's just missing them this game, but I think that he's going to come back and he'll make more of his tough shots for the rest of the series. So if the Sixers if they want to try to win this series, they really needed to try to steal game one and steal whatever game Brunson struggles. And if this is the game Brunson struggles and the Sixers don't steal this game, then I think it's a wrap. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they make some, because Nick Nurse, he's a pretty good coach. If he makes some adjustments, maybe does some confusion to kind of slow down the Knicks and have them score a little bit, because the Knicks theoretically should be a relatively easy team to stop on defense, because they don't have a ton of playmakers and scorers. Like, they got Brunson and, a couple shooters. Oh, they're showing Bateman again. Motherfucker looking crazy. What does his shirt say? Yo, that nigga Jason Bateman, bro. Whew. Jason Bateman. That Jason Bateman look is crazy right now. Matthew Modine. Oh, Steve Sharippa, Sopranos dude. Oh, Rev Run. Damn, the Garden is lit right now. That's it. 4 minutes. Last 4 minutes. Knicks up 4. Embiid posting up Mitch. Mitch is giving Embiid problems. I mean, Embiid is getting his. But is that another block? Yo, has Mitch got another block? I think that's like 4 blocks. I should have took Mitch's blocks over prop. But again, I thought they were gonna jerk. I thought he wasn't getting minutes. That's what I thought that line was. But I knew more than the damn books today. 11 boards. How many blocks he got? 5 blocks. Damn. Mitch out here putting up Wemby stats. My man Mitch out here putting up Wemby stats with the boards and the blocks. He about to have a triple-double with blocks like Wemby. Embiid with another 3, brick. Josh Hart with another rebound. How many rebounds does he have? Because every time I think that this is... Oh, Brunson with another miss. Brunson's struggling. No foul call. Tibbs looking frustrated and confused. I gotta give Maxey credit, man. Maxey, like, Brunson is trying. Like I said, he makes these shots. He typically makes tough shots, but Maxey's guarding him tough. He's giving him problems. And he's seen Maxey, but Maxey's seen him before, so Maxey knows what he wants to do and knows how to try to stop it. I never looked at Maxey as this type of elite. Oh, there goes Embiid on the floor again. Him and Mitch, man, I think that might turn into a fist fight eventually. Because when I remember when Nick Claxton was giving Embiid some physical problems in the first round last year, they almost got into it. And Nick Claxton he weighs about as much as one of Mitch Robinson's legs. I mean, I like Nick Claxton, but he's a lightweight in the big man game. Mitch better be careful too, because he could be just as frail as Embiid. This shit is ill though, man. This shit is like a heavyweight fight. And how about the Suns getting smacked? The Suns getting smacked up. I did not see that coming, man. I thought the Suns were rolling. I thought they finally figured out how to get it all cooking with Beal, and they got slapped up. And Ant's gonna be the story of, unless something crazy happens in the Lakers. Ooh, who hit that? Maxey with another 3, bringing Philly within 3. He got 29. He's not shooting great either, 3 for 9 from the floor. But yeah, unless something crazy happens in one of these other games, Ant's gonna be the story, man. Ant's gonna be the story because he lit the Suns up. He was talking all types of shit to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was trying to guard him. He couldn't do nothing with him. He couldn't get over the screens. Ant was hitting threes in his face, disrespecting KD like crazy. You know what? I mean, listen. What do you expect? To be fair to KD, I guarantee you, no matter how many points Ant scored, KD, this is 420, bro. This is the time to get KD. Is on 420. You can't start a playoff series with KD on 420 and think you're getting the best KD. Even though I think he dropped like 30, but I mean, it's 420 and it's KD. We know how KD rolls. So I'm not too worried about the Suns, but they're gonna have to win at least one in Minnesota. I think they don't want to go down 0-2. I'm gonna be interested in seeing what they come out with. What they come out with in game 2, because they're gonna need that game. And man, if the Suns get bounced in the first round, what a flop. What do they do with that squad and that roster that they put together, trading away all those players, what do they do with that if they can't even get out of the first? That's the crazy thing about the West, is that there's so many teams that are so all in the West, and obviously they can't all advance. So you're gonna have likely the Lakers get out bounced in the first round. Likely the Suns getting bounced. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say likely, because I still think that the Suns could win that series. But if the Suns win that series, then it's gonna be the Minnesota getting bounced in the first round, and they had a crazy season. That'd be a huge disappointment for Minnesota if they get bounced in the first round. Either way, it's gonna be a disappointment for whoever loses that series. Updating that slow. This should say 8:48 to go. We gotta update this, man. What the fuck is this? This is way behind. There we go. There we go. That's it. I think it's a wrap, man. They're not gonna come back from that. Down 7, 90 seconds. Reggie Miller ain't walking through that door, baby. Reggie Miller ain't walking through that door for the Sixers. Who hit that 3? Is that OG? Damn. Yo, shout out to RJ Barrett, man. I feel bad for RJ Barrett because feels like this is the time for the Knicks, and it would have been nice to see RJ be a part of that, but I don't think it's gonna happen, man. Well, obviously it's not gonna happen, but it's unfortunate because RJ's he seems like a good kid. Seemed like he really embraced trying to be the guy for the Knicks. It just didn't come together for him, but shout out to RJ. Respect to RJ, man. Who is that, Deuce? Yeah, Deuce, man. Deuce. Oh, big shot. Nice. Yo, Josh Hart, the takeover. Look at Josh. Yo, Josh Hart. Oh, my God, man. The Garden loves them some Josh Hart, boy. Yo, Maxey, bro. Maxey is no joke, man. Don't sleep on Maxey. These Sixers ain't going out without a fight. And Maxey's like, yo, if Embiid don't got it, I'm going to carry this. Yo, Maxey is the truth, man. Maxey is nasty. People be fucking sleeping on Maxey. Which I don't understand how you can still sleep on Maxey. I think he dropped 350 burgers this year. Josh Hart is feeling himself. He about to go record the next Roommate podcast. So hyped up. What's he got, 20 points? Ooh, 11 points in the fourth. I don't like seeing Brunson on the floor like that all the time either, man. And if Embiid is gonna if he's gonna pull a Jimmy Butler and play when he's hurting the team, that's gonna be a bad look, man. He's got to stop that. Like, I know they don't have the supporting cast that the Heat do, but like, yo, if you can't play defense and you can't really do anything contributing on offense, then just, like, yo, man, this is the playoff basketball, man. You gotta put somebody out there that can move. We need to see some Paul Reed minutes, or I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Embiid, because let's fast forward. If we say the Knicks take this series in convincing fashion, Embiid, who, you know, Leon Rose guy, he's linked up with all these guys who are now in the front office with the Knicks. He's getting to experience that Knicks playoff basketball love right now. I mean, obviously he gets all kinds of love in Philly, but I don't know, man. And B might be the next one. The next one about look at Maxey, bro. The Maxey disrespect has to stop, man. He could play. He could ball. Who is that? Oh, OG. Josh Hart is itching to take another three. You could see him floating around the perimeter, dying to knock down another one. Look at him. Look at him, top of the key. Oh, my goodness. That's it. Run out the clock. Game over. Game over. Oh, who got... there's a foul? Yo, look at Josh Hart. Oh, my God. Bateman looking crazy. Yo, who told Bateman? Yo, that has to be for a role, man. He can't just be out here walking the streets like that, man. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, my God. Oh, well, R.I.P. my Oubre points and rebounds prop. But Mitch came through, so salute to him. Josh Hart came through, salute to him. Oh, Juan Soto. Didn't they have a game today? He came right after the game. He must have came right after the game. I think they played at like 12:30, something like that. Where's Aaron Rodgers? I'm surprised he's not there. Sitting courtside with Sauce Money, Sauce Gardner. That's it. Game over. Out of reach. Clock strike 0. Maxey's 30 plus was not enough. Knicks take game 1. 111-104. Which means that the over cashed pretty comfortably. Final total of 215. Knicks cover. They ended up being surprising. I think they were 4-point favorites at close. Don't remember, but hey. Solid game by the boys. And now we just hold it down until... Oh, who's that? Oh, look at Spreewell. Yo, shout out to Spreewell, man. Legends. All right, so that's going to do it. That's going to do it for the watch party. I'm going to do another preview for tomorrow's games. I'll give some best bets for that early tomorrow before the games start. I already have a couple things I'm looking for, but I don't want to make them official until the AM. But I will put those out. If you don't catch the show but still want to check the plays out, I tweet out everything that all my main plays, the ones I feel best at, I tweet them out. So if you're looking to tail on that end, you can just check out the Twitter feed. And besides that, I'll do another preview of tomorrow's games, a quick little recap of today's games. And we'll see what happens with the Lakers and Nuggets tonight. Like I said, I got Lakers +7. I think this is the do or die game for LeBron. I think he probably knows that the series loss is coming. I don't think he wants to get swept again, and I think that he probably feels as though Game 1 is going to be the best way to get at least one win in the series under his belt. So I'm definitely taking Lakers +7 tonight, and I'm taking LeBron PRA over 41.5. And we'll see how the chips fall, man. Big game tonight, and then we'll see y'all again tomorrow. I have some plays. We'll do a hockey show tomorrow too, because the Islanders lost today and the Rangers play tomorrow. Rangers have a big game. Thanks to Flex for joining at the halftime show. Maybe we'll do another one for the next Knicks game, but we'll see what we can get it together. We'll see what the schedule looks like. But until then, stay black, stay